Hey, happy Monday. Hope you've had a good morning so far and that your week is off to a great start. Topic that I want to get into this afternoon is raising the bar, setting a high standard. One of the things that often as a leader you're working with others is raising the bar so that you can get greater performance out of a team member, person that's you're coaching. And so what you do is you put that bar within possibility, but not always within reach. Unfortunately, a lot of times what you see happen in society is instead of raising the bar and really encouraging the person to stretch themselves, we lower the bar so that they can navigate it as they are. And so what happens is we don't just end up stunning their growth, we end up actually hindering their growth because we are not establishing things that are going to cause them to stretch, that are going to cause them to grow, that are going to cause them to take on more responsibility or further their education, further their skill sets, those types of things. But I want to turn this a bit inward at the moment as well, because oftentimes we ourselves get guilty of lowering the bar to a place where we're comfortable, or lowering the bar to a place where it's not going to force us to stretch or to have to grow or to have to learn a new skill set. And so the question I have for you today is, are you setting the bar high for yourself? Or are you setting the bar low so that you don't have to push and work near as hard? For those of you who are leaders, when you do that, you actually hurt the organizations you lead, because what will happen is as you lower the bar for yourself, everyone else will do the same. In John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, he discusses the law of the lid. And what that means is if you, in your leadership capacity, are an 8 out of 10, the highest your people will ever go is a 6 out of 10. They're always going to stay about 2 steps behind you. And so if you want them to get to a 7, you've got to grow to a 9. Or if you want them to grow to an 8, you've got to grow to a 10. And what that means is you're going to have to stretch. You're going to have to sharpen your skills. You're going to have to become more valuable in the marketplace. You're going to have to increase your education. You may have to study harder. You may have to do lots of things that make you a much better leader or a much better entrepreneur or a much better pastor, whatever role it is that you have in life. How are you stretching yourself? Are you setting the bar higher or are you setting the bar lower? And the reason this is a really time appropriate question is so much of the world has been in a holding pattern right now. And what I've watched people do is one of a couple of things. The first thing is you've got a lot of people who've just put everything on autopilot and they've lowered the bar. They're not working on anything. They're not creating anything new. They're not learning any new skill sets, but they are spending a lot of time watching television, surfing the internet, and doing stuff that does not move the ball forward on the field. Then you've got another group of people who have decided, you know what, this downtime is a prime opportunity for me to sharpen my tools, to sharpen my skill sets, to create another business, to read some books, to study some new training. It's a great time to expand your knowledge base, to improve your skill sets, to create new opportunities for yourself. And so those individuals will come out very well on the back end of this. One of the things that I was talking with another business owner about here a week ago, we were discussing what's happened in our businesses. And like many of you, there are aspects of my business that have taken some pretty substantial hits. The thing that I did early on, though, when I saw what was coming down the pike, is I went into what I call day one mode. And I began to treat my business like it was the first day the doors were open. I went after new clients. I began to prospect hard and heavy. I burned the midnight oil going to bed 12, 12:30, 1, 2 in the morning. at different times because that's what's required. I've spent time studying new things, learning some new skill sets, sharpening up on some other things so that I am at my very best. And so what's happening is we're coming into this opening up time is I actually have an increased business from where I went in before we went into the downturn. So although we faced the challenges of the downturn, we didn't face the effects of the downturn simply because I was not willing to just sit by and let things happen. I decided I'm going to use the opportunity to make things happen. And so there's a friend of mine here on Facebook that is known for saying quite often, there are three types of people in the world. There are those that make things happen. There are those that wonder what happened. They go, what just happened? And then there are those that just simply watch what happens, go past them. And so we want to be the kinds of people that really move forward, that really push forward, that make things happen. If we sit around waiting for things to happen, we end up getting left behind. And if we're clueless as to what's going on, we're at a severe disadvantage. So part of my hope for you is that you've been thinking through action steps. And there's always a balance. There is faith, and then there is an action step. And sometimes we can be guilty of not exercising the faith component, letting God guide the actions. We jump ahead. We don't want to be those people. At the same time, there are many times where in faith, we know we need to take the step and we just choose not to. We get lazy. And even now, the scary part for me here in America is we've got some people that are finding out they can make more money sitting at home doing nothing than they can being productive. That's not a good circumstance. So my hope is that we as a culture will move forward together. Just a few thoughts for you today. Hope you find those helpful. Leave your comments in the comments section. If there's anything I can be praying about for you, let me know. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. And if you need somebody to bounce some ideas off of, feel free to reach out to me. Have a great day.